Hi, healers. This is a quick one here. It just goes along with the toxic relationship. This is realizing you have to participate to keep your relationships toxic. So as soon as you pull out, you've got to look for something healthy or behave in a healthy manner. The toxic relationship can't fully function on its it can't continue the cycle in your life because you've actually pulled your energy back, your time, your contribution, your input. So once you go ahead and explain to the person that, this is a way from this relationship, or you just kill yourself in that relationship, you've actually created a standstill and the relationship can't function the way that it used to. So the toxic person will continue to be toxic or even become more toxic, pulling more people in, even especially people that you thought you had a healthy relationship with. They'll pull them in and they'll replace your toxicness with somebody else that they can keep the toxic momentum going and attributing to your life. But you'll realize that you're not involved in this cycle. So if you're watching it, even though you may be close to it, you're still kind of watching it. That's it. You're observing it like you should be. So now you can see your for you previously in a toxic relationship. You can see what roles you might have played because this toxic person will bring in other people to replace you and they'll try to pull the same response out of the new person in their life who's being used to actually um, pull you back into the toxic cycle because that's one of the tactics get you to come that. Because I told you before, like it's like a back dysfunction. You were somewhat of an addiction to them or a necessity, so they just can't have that gone. So they pull somebody else in and they automatically start a toxic cycle with them because they operate toxically in all their relationships. So when you realize that you actually were acting toxic as well, and that you're partially to blame for this because the toxic cycle can't continue unless somebody's in it, and at this point it was you. And you pull back and you're like, can see and witness all the other toxic people who are now contributing to this toxic person's life in replacing you in the cycle. You can see what your role was in the relationship. You can see how toxic it was. Now, you can also, because you were unaware until you started to feel the results. So it's almost like, well, drinking alcohol or exercising, eventually you'll get some kind of result. So if you're exercising, you get positive results, you build muscle and you have more energy and you burn fat. Or you drink alcohol and you may have more energy for a little bit, but then you'll have that crash and you'll be tired. So there's going to be a result to you being in a toxic relationship. So these people who come in and they take your place in the cycle begin to show the side effects of being in a toxic relationship. So what woke you up to the fact that you were in a toxic relationship that you were having side effects? So then you're like, why am I having these side effects? I'm trying to be on a healing journey. Like, this is getting in the way. Something's getting in the way. So then investigate what your side effects are and you realize that these relationships or this relationship isn't contributing to your well-being. So that's when you decide to pull away. So now you'll see the side effects. These people like who have come along the side of the toxic person, taking your place, um, completing toxic patterns and cycles over and over again. And then you start to realize that you had been really in that vacuum of creating toxic cycles over and over and over again. And so once you get to that point, which is the point that you need to get to, is observing other people's relationships, noticing your own side effects, pulling yourself out of the cycles so that you can see exactly what's going on, and then actually getting to witness your role being played out by somebody else. And in effect, it's supposed to be affecting you negatively to pull you back into the cycle because you're supposed to feel some kind of toxic emotion from the fact that the toxic person brought somebody else into your role to complete the toxic cycle that they've always been accustomed to be in because they're not actually unaware of the side effects, but they learn to feed off of the side effects. They actually use them toxic questions instead of using side effects as an example that I need to get well. They'll use the side effects of toxic relationship as an example that they're wounded by somebody else in a sense of victimhood. So they actually like the side effects that we're trying to get rid of so we can have health, well-being, and complete our healing journey, which is, like I said before, a lifelong thing. So that's just basically what I wanted you to know, that there's going to come to a point when you pull away from your relationship where you have to take accountability that you were also toxic as well, so that you can step back and see where you're not contributing to other toxic relationship. And you'll be able to see that by watching the toxic relationship that you pulled out of evolve into another type of toxic form relationship that will also, in a lot of ways, reveal things and help you to move forward in better healthy relationships so it's beneficial. Thank you so much. Have a great night.